Okay. Yes. Just so everyone knows, this is being recorded. Yeah. Just for educational purposes. What'd you say? Got another person. We'll wait a couple more minutes. So be nice and easy. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go grab a brush real quick. A powder brush. That's probably small. Cool. These brushes just launched today too, so here's my little ergo shout out. Oh yeah, this is just a classic paddle brush. Yeah, I honestly prefer the super gentle on my scalp just because I really like the way that it feels, but the classic feels good too. But this is brand new and it's pink and super cute. Okay, we got a good amount of people. No, okay, wait. We'll wait a little bit longer. Maybe 3 more minutes. Yeah. Notes all over the wall. I'm like, that actually would be pretty to me. That just goes over like all of the ways that you can mix. Okay. The way that the developers process. Mm-hmm. And it gives you a little brief summarization of all of the products, which is really nice. Yeah. And that's always available online at the USP website under Formula 18 products. Okay. Oh, looks like there's one. No? Yes. We're waiting for one. Oh. Okay, cool. Courtney, are you gonna give me the go or do I just go?
Yeah, I was waiting.
Gonna wait a little longer?
Yeah, just a little longer.
Okay, no worries. Just tell me when we're good and then I'll launch.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're ready, actually, go for it.
We're good?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. All right. Hello, everyone. For those of you watching and those who don't know me, who might be watching this on a later time frame, who didn't make it to our live, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here and to educate yourself a little further. If you're here, you're interested in gray blending and you're interested in learning a little bit more in detail about how the Formula 18 lighting system is synergistic with that kind of type of color service. And I will be teaching a little bit in depth about how I went over this consult with my clients. I will be going over the formulation of the product, what we're going to be using exactly. We're going to go to shampoo bowl together. I'm going to show everything to you guys. For time purposes, we are only going to be doing the top portion of Josie's hair because I already did the rest of her hair a couple days ago. So this is my awesome client, Josie. This is probably her 3rd or 4th appointment with me, right? 4. Okay, fourth appointment with me. Josie came to me as a brand new client who found me on Instagram. She messaged me and we scheduled a consult and she came in for a consultation and we basically just talked about everything that she wanted or the path that she wanted to start going down with her hairstyle because she was just over her past color. She was over the huge line of demarcation every couple weeks. And she wanted to try something new that she still felt like herself, but also was embracing the way that her hair is naturally growing out. So that's something that I have recently been so interested in because it's a service that everyone can put into their their pocketbook of tricks. It's a service that a lot of people are acquiring about because money is tight. With the economy, it's just not as easy to come in every 6 weeks to get your hair colored. So this is just a service that you can offer your clients behind the chair to just strengthen your skill set. So when Josie came in, I really made sure that I went through her hair and sectioned every which way to really get a good visual for the way that her hair grows out naturally. When we're doing a gray blending service, what's really important is just following the lines of her natural hair growth. So where she has more of the brighter silvers is where we're going to add more pops of highlight. And where she has the darker grays, that's where we're going to add in our semi or demi-permanent color to give a little bit more of a gray blending. And what that's going to do is it's just going to give you so much more of a seamless grow out when they come in every 6 to 8 weeks or even longer for their next appointment. And that in turn is just way more beneficial for my client. And their hair just doesn't look like a mess when they're coming in every couple weeks. That's something that a lot of my gray clients kind of stress. They don't want to look undone. And a lot of the time when you have gray hair, that's how you feel. And I know that that's pretty blunt of me to say, but it's just the truth. Like the gray sometimes can be untamed and wiry and all over the place. And so even if you're just putting a semi or demi over the gray, it's still conditioning that cuticle enough that it lays down seamlessly, that it's got a little bit more shine, and it's not as rough and rigid. And that's also where Formula 18 comes into play big time. Formula 18 was actually created for gray coverage, and they ended up finding out that it also benefits the cuticle in a way that it strengthens it as well. So the gray coverage aspect, it basically is going to open up the cuticle, and it's going to let the cuticle accept all of that moisture, so that the cuticle will seal nicely and lay down softer, and in turn give you that shiny, more healthy, resilient result. So here is Josie's regrowth. As you guys can see, this is about like a 7-week regrowth, I think, maybe 8. And will you look straight down, Josie? I'm not sure how well you guys can see this on the camera. I hope pretty decently. But you can see there are really no harsh lines. Yes, you can see her pre-existing highlights, but when we tone her with our toners, those highlights turn silver, so those blend so much more wonderfully with her natural silver that's coming out of her root. So that is our result. Our result is to blend, or our goal is to blend this blonde, create a more silvery, cool tone result, so that everything just lays very effortlessly and nice. And then we're gonna go in, like I said, with those darker grays and overlay a semi. And today we're gonna be using the Danger Jones gloss toners in 601 and 5-1. The Danger Jones gloss toners are amazing for gray toning because they are acidic. So we know as a hairstylist that acidity means that it's going to bump the cuticle a little bit, so enough that it's going to do a semi coverage. So that's why I'm choosing to work with the Danger Jones gloss toners opposed to any other gloss toner. The result is a lot longer lasting, and I have found also that they do not warm out after a couple weeks. They stay true to color. So that's very important also when you're doing gray toning and gray blending, because if you are toning them, or if you're lightening or lifting them and they are not getting past a warm shade, that's going to harm you when their toner fades out, because when their toner fades out, it's just going to look like a hot mess. There's going to be warmth all over the place mixed with their gray that's growing in, and that's not good. So your main focus is thin, tiny sections when you're lifting, so that you're getting the most even lift and that you're getting the most lightest lift, because you want to go obviously as light as possible so that it can tone down to the silver. Okay, so we are going to section, Josie, the top section. You can put your head back up. Thank you so much. And we're just going to do a little mohawk section. I gotta find where oh yeah, right here you can see it slid up and ending. This has honestly become one of my favorite services because the results are just so satisfying. I really love seeing my clients after they've been to me a few times and I've had the opportunity to really work through their old color, or we've grown out their natural so well that everything is just like so seamless, because then you can customize and get more, even more in depth with the gray coverage once you've met them where they want to be. I have a client that actually I got her completely gray, and at the end of one of her appointments, she's like, I honestly, after wearing this for a few months, it's just not for me. I just feel old, and that's okay. That she felt comfortable to tell me that. I was so happy that she felt comfy to tell me that, because now I know we need to incorporate more darker tones, more brunette tones into her look so that she can feel comfortable having her gray hair still. She just didn't want to be solid gray, and that was where we had her. Okay, so I got her sectioned out on the top, and now we're going to go into mixing. I am going to be using, can you see this area? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to be using our White Lightning bleach powder today on Josie. Our White Lightning bleach powder has the ability to lift up to 10 levels. It is bomb because it is potassium persulfate, and the meaning behind that fancy word is it has the ability to not only eat through professional color or color that was made, by the professional, but it also can eat through synthetic color as well. So the box dye and the slats and all of that yucky stuff that your clients come to the salon with. Formula 18 has got your back in that area. So I like to remind everyone of that quality when they are looking for their bleach to use behind the chair, because oh,
I was just wanting to know if you wanted me to turn this so that you could see it like over there.
Oh, sure, yeah. So these are qualities that you want to pay attention to when you're looking for bleach behind the chair, when you're doing hair and being a rounded stylist, because this bleach is like the tell-all bleach. I tell my clients, like, you better not lie to me about your hair history, because this bleach will tell me the truth. Like, if you ever use color on your hair, this bleach will expose it. So I'm just honestly going to mix up an ounce for today's class, because Josie doesn't really have too many bright silvers on the top.
I'm a good camera.
Oh yeah, shout out to Taylor. Everyone who knows me knows Taylor. Taylor is our camera girl. Also, I want to point out, I totally forgot to mention this earlier. Since she's here, she is able to let me know if any of you guys have questions. You can submit it into the notes section, I think it is, or the chat. And Taylor can let me know that you guys have a question. I'll answer it as best as I can. Okay, so we've got an ounce over here on the scale, and I am going to be using about 15 developers. So I'm going to mix a little bit of 20 and 10. So the Formula 18 lighting system is amazing when it's worked with all of its compatible partners. We have a amazing cream developer. The cream developer, if you've used it, is unlike a lot of other developers. It works at a very rapid rate, but it also is controllable, which is so nice. So we are using the 20. I just put in about an ounce of the 20, and then I'm going to put in probably a half an ounce of the 10 to dilute that 20 a little bit. We don't need too much of a lift on Josie. Since this is like her 4th or 5th time getting her hair done by me, we have gotten the results that we wanted already, and we've just basically been customizing it at this point, like going darker or going lighter, however she's feeling. Okay, so we mixed in a little bit of that. I am going to use my spatula or mixer. What is this called? Whisk. A whisk. And I'm gonna whisk it all together. Okay, this is like my tip that I share with everyone about Formula 18. When you are whisking your bleach, the slower you go, the less likely it is to poof up. And the science behind that, I can't tell you. I'm gonna just be honest and real, but the slower you go, the lower the bleach is gonna stay, and that's kind of how I remember it. So I just mix the bleach like pretty like slowly. And then after we've got it mixed up, we're gonna add in the additive. And the Formula 18 additive is going to protect her cuticle during this lightning service. I'm going to also be mixing in the additive with our Danger Jones gloss toners because it's going to make her cuticle more susceptible to taking in all of that pigment that the gloss toners have so that I get a softer gray blending. Okay, and then we're gonna tone also with leftover Formula 18 toners. These are almost discontinued, but I just wanted to show how they work as well. We're gonna be doing these at the shampoo bowl. So you're kind of just getting like a combination of everything in this class, which is really fun. Okay, so got the additive, gonna do literally a drop. The rule is, I'm gonna read you it. For 1 ounce of bleach, you're gonna use 1/8 or 4 grams of the additive. So you barely need any. It's honestly so little. You can eyeball like a drop or two. And the reason why that's very important is if you add too much additive, it's actually going to slow down the processing of your lightener. It's going to interfere with the developer in some way, and it's going to make the developer work slower. Because we know the bleach is the car, but the developer is the gas. So the developer is what makes the bleach go. And that's why we always are aware of what volumes we're using. So in this situation, the 15 volume is best for my client. So I've got her sectioned out. She's got a little area back here that has a little warmth in it that I'm still working on getting out. So I'm gonna go over that really fast. And I am going to color this little highlight. This one's going to be one of our lighter silver highlights. So since you guys can't really see this, I don't know if I should. Yeah, maybe we should like move it on the actual section. So what's great about this is there's no base. And if you did want a base, you could use the gloss toner as a base because her gloss toner is generally like a 5-ish, 6-ish, and that is exactly what we wanted to match like for her natural. Is there a way that we could just put it up higher and then like fold like so that they just got an aerial view of like the sectioning? That would be cool. I think that's yeah, that's good right there.
Right there?
Yeah. Cool. Cool. So as you guys can see right here in this area, it's still very dark. She's got barely any grays in this area. So we basically are just gonna leave this section be. We're gonna just let it go back on its own. I'm gonna take this section that has a little bit of lightness on the ends and we're gonna darken this section up. But it would be very helpful to darken this section up for me to mix up the Danger Jones gloss toners. So I'm gonna do that really quick. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna ask Taylor and Brandy if they have any questions. No. That is very
Hold on, I'm trying to think of a good question. I'm trying to think of a good question that everyone would probably. What is the mixing ratio for Danger Jones?
Oh, the mixing ratio is 1-to-1 for their gloss toners. So I am mixing up 1 ounce. I work with ounces. I don't know why, I just like ounces. So I'm working with 6-01, 1 ounce, and then I'm doing half an ounce of the 5-1. And then I'm going to do equal parts, so 1.5 ounces developer. And their developer is, I think, like, I don't know, 1.8%. So it's not very high in volume. That's how we know we're not going to get much. Thankfully, it had exactly the right amount of developer. I planned that out. Okay, and then we're going to give the developer a little whiskey. And then we're gonna add in the additive. One thing that I always stress is the additive always gets mixed in after the color has been mixed itself. I truly don't know the reason why that's important also, but I've been taught that and I have done it for the last 10 years working with Formula 18. So we just don't fix what's not broken in this house. So there is the additive in there. Got it all whisked together. You guys can see. Also spotlight the braids and freckles tray because it's amazing. We love this tray in the salon. Okay, and here is my different brush for her lowlights. So that wasn't really too difficult, and the section is still popped up perfectly. So I am going to grab my foil.
How do you pick what section you're going to use for
The dark.
like how do you pick your sectioning for your client, like a mohawk versus like a vertical whatever
Gotcha.
kind of thing?
For my client Josie, since her haircut is a bob, I like to do the mohawk section because it's just easier for me to see her natural line of demarcation that grows out, like the way that her grays grow naturally. I get a way better visual when it is just split directly down the middle like this. If she had grays that were growing in specifically on the sides, or grays that were more dominant like around the ears or anything like that, then that's where I would basically customize the foiling. But because her growth is pretty normal, it's very easy to just use these horizontal sections. And so for that low light that I just did, it was just a little slice. And now you can see there's past highlight right here. I don't really see too many new grays that are bright growing in, so I think that I'm going to choose to actually weave this, and I'm going to create another low light. And the reason why I'm weaving it is because we like to see dimension of her old highlights throughout her hair, just in case the grays do grow out in certain areas. That's what I'm weaving. This is just creative customizing. Like, this is literally, we've gotten past the hard part of breaking through all her old color, that now at this point I can just customize where I want her to not have so many grays, or where I want it darker, where I want it lighter. A few appointments ago she came in and I was like, whoa, you are like so light, like it looks so blonde, like we need to darken it up, because I feel like the brown in her hair is still so complementary to her skin tone, and Josie is young, she is not old, so we want her to look youthful and feel youthful too with this hairstyle as well. As well as just, embracing the way that her hair is naturally growing out. And I love that. I love that. I love it. I love it. Okay, so this is going to be a highlight, and I am choosing to do a weave section because there are just a few spruce bright gray ones over in this area. And as you can see, it's so itty bitty, like so fine. And what that's going to do is give me way more control in the lift. And when you are applying lightener, you want to make sure that that section is fully saturated. If it is not fully saturated, the cuticle is not being fully penetrated. And if it's not being fully penetrated, it ain't gonna cover fully. You're gonna have all of those weird transparent holes like in those little patches. So I always give it a nice little pass, a couple passes through, and then we're not gonna go all the way up to the root. We have that little line right here because if you have experience working with this white lightener, it swells a tiny, tiny bit. So having that little line right there gives you room for no bleeding. So I have been all about the paper book, foiled, whatever. Is that what they called them? Paper book style?
I think so, like book lay or something.
Yeah, whatever. I've been stacking my foils lately, and my mom's probably at home rolling her eyes hearing me say this because that's how she has always foiled her clients. But when I'm doing a full foil, like when I'm coloring not just the regrowth, when I'm coloring from top to bottom, when you're having a full entire open foil, it's giving the hair more room to lift instead of it being like tight and squeezed and folded. In those folds, there's possibilities to not have even lift. So just from experience, this is what's going to give you the truest, the best like full coverage lift. Okay, you can see here we got a little blendy area. We're just gonna skip this, skip on through. This area looks fairly light, so we are going to go and leave it. And my sections are all really thin. Like that's just the most important thing when you're doing these gray blending services, is keeping the sections thin as possible because that's just gonna give you the cleanest lift. And then when I have situations like that, where this little area needed to be pulled through, this area obviously not, having the whole foil out, it's just nice. You're not gonna have any mix up. The bleach isn't gonna bleed onto the other side. It's gonna stay where it's supposed to be. And then this is just my anal OCD going underneath and folding that flat because that also prevents bleeding. We all know how to fix bleed marks. It's something that happens to everyone. A bleed does not mean you're a bad hairdresser. It just means that you maybe were rushing, or it means that you applied your product too close to the scalp. And honestly, whenever things like that happen to you, you need to just take it as a lesson and just learn for the next time to maybe foil lower or foil thinner, or not use your bleach if it's been mixed up for an hour, and go mix yourself up a new batch of bleach. That is also another pretty important thing. That's not really in the rules. That's not like written down anywhere for you to read about. It's just my experience also. The longer the bleach has been sitting out, I just don't feel like it's as strong. And I feel like it just then has the possibility of becoming more watery. And that's when you get the drip marks and the foils. So this section we turned into a low light. The low lights are okay to fold. Moving on up. I'm a pretty fast foiler. Normally not even just for class purposes. So that makes things easier for me, and I'm getting more even lifts all around the head. But Formula 18 is awesome. Awesome bleach to work with if you have to do a full foil, because we have a bunch of different developers that you can work with, and you can just mix your own formulas up properly so that everything is processing at the same time. I've never used our 40 for bleach. I've only used it for our permanent color, but we even have 40. I don't know anyone who uses it for bleach besides that one hairdresser. What was his name? Who would go live all the time?
In Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he'd say, yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl.
I use 40.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides him.
I love him.
Yeah, he's so funny. I think he works for Paul Mitchell now. All right.
So he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No questions, huh? We're good?
No questions.
Cool. Okay, so this little area, there's a lot more lighter gray hairs in this section. However, we kind of play on the gray closer to the front of her face anyways. So this one, instead of going blonde, I'm actually gonna go cooler tone and do a low light, just because we're gonna have so much lightness going around the front. This will be really pretty and give us some dimension in this area. So I was doing some research on Formula 18's additive and why it's so beneficial for gray coverage. And one of the key factors is one of our main ingredients, and it is the pea peptide protein. And the reason why it's so fundamental in the gray coverage aspect is because the pea peptide makes our hair stable to accept melanin. And our bodies have a amino acid called tyrosine that they naturally produce. And eventually, at a certain point in time, our bodies stop producing that amino acid. When our bodies stop producing that amino acid, that's when our cuticle has the inability to accept melanin, and that's when gray hair starts to become, or that's what causes gray hair. There are also like other proven stressors that cause gray hair, like smoking and being stressed out, and a few other ones like medications and stuff like that. But the main thing is just our body running out of that amino acid. So where Formula 18 comes into play and why the reinforcement bond and the additive and everything is so beneficial is it gives our cuticle that amino acid that it's missing when the gray hair is created. So it's giving the hair what it needs to accept the pigment again, which boom, no brainer. But where that comes into play as well for our like reinforcement agent and it being like a strengthener is the pea protein has almost the exact same molecular structure as our hair cuticle. So that's why it all works out. Like learning that was so freaking cool for me. Okay, here's a little tiny itty bitty section that we're gonna make gray. We are going to lighten that little piece, this little area. Yeah, those little science bits, those are my favorite to learn. It really truly makes you stand out to your clients as well though, because they're like, wow, she knows her shit. She is educated on this. Like she knows the real stuff. She's not just making stuff up. I know that the TikTok girls aren't talking about that. They're talking about Dove shampoo.
Trust me.
Trust me. I know, horrible. Horrible. Okay. So we're almost at the front. These are gonna be blonde. I'm gonna make this one a low light just for funsies. And give this, look at, this is literally all her natural grown out that has been like just toned with like the Pearl Ice toner. Look how pretty it looks. Like it looks so soft and subtle. Love that. But I'm gonna leave that little cute guy out and then we're gonna leave this and do a low light.
I feel like I'm on set.
Yeah,
The boom mic operator.
you are. She is. Oh yeah. These gloss toners smell so good too. I am going to skip this one. We're gonna let that one just chill out. And then this will be weaved into a new one. New little blondie. Even when you take these tiny micro sections, it's okay because that's like how her grays grow naturally. They don't grow a full foil's worth. They grow in little tiny pops. So this is just going to enhance that natural like section of that bright silver she's got going in her hair. And then Right, I folded it, but it's okay because that was not a full section. That was just for little regrowth area. So this is not folded. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Defending myself. So this little area, we're gonna pull this back. And I'm gonna break one of the little rules and I'm gonna just go, I mean, there's no rules breaking, but we're just gonna paint on that right there. Cause I just want a little depth before this bright top of silver that she's gonna have. I'm just gonna clean this little area out. And this is gonna probably be 2 little foils. Yeah, just because the smaller, the better promise to blue. I can't stress that enough. The thinner the section, the better the blue, always.
Someone says, thank you for elaborating on the pea protein and the Formula 18 bleach additive, hair stabilization, and why it's important to gray coverage.
You're welcome. Whoever you are.
There's Lynn.
Oh, you're welcome, Lynn.
Oh.
Okay, there's a little gray hair right there, or I mean a little brown one right there, so we're gonna leave that guy out. And stop in the root. This little root. Honestly, I'm gonna be particular and I'm just gonna do those.
Little bitty one right in the front.
Cute. Okay, so now Josie is processing. I am going to actually just go through. I decided, just make sure everything looks good. Okay, the foils look great. I am going to check the time right now. It is 11:39, so at 11:55, within 15 minutes, we'll check her blondes and we'll see how she's processed. The Danger Jones gloss toners to get a smidge or budge, like a smidgen of like a color change. We need them to sit for at least like 15 to 20 minutes in my experience. So we're gonna for sure let her process that long. While she's processing, I'm just gonna go over more in depth about the Formula 18 line since I have time. And just to give you guys a little bit of like more brief education. I'm gonna just be a little old school and I'm gonna go off of my notepad thing that I have created. For those of you who don't know, anyone who's new watching this class, I have been with Formula 18 since it launched. Formula 18 launched in 2017, or no, sorry, 2015? Shoot. 15 or 16, somewhere around that time frame. Courtney can correct me. But I've been with them literally since day one. I was working and managing an enjoy-based salon, and I was the manager of that salon at that time. And I ordered all of our products, and so I got to know everyone at the Enjoy company very well. And Gordon and Patrick became really close friends of mine. And Gordon came in one day after there was a slight mishap with our order. And to smooth things over, he brought me a box of new products to try out. The new products were Formula 18. At that time, I was using Blonde Me by Schwarzkopf. I really liked that product and it did exactly what I needed it to do. But I was also a baby stylist still. I was only doing hair for about like 3 years at that point. And so I was still experimenting with all the different brands. But anyways, I ran out of my product that I had originally been using, and I decided to use the Formula 18 that Gordon had brought me and promised was incredible. That day, my mind was blown. I literally was just like completely shocked. Like I showed every single person at my salon the Formula 18 product and the mask, especially because of how moisturizing it is on every single type of hair there is. It really, the proof is in the pudding. Like you don't have to sell this brand; it sells itself 100%. And so that's why I have been a rep and have been an educator and have been a sponsored stylist and artist for them for the last like 10 years. And I will continue to work with them for as long as they will have me because I've tried everything on the market. And there are no brands. And I literally, like, I look like I'm laughing and joking saying this, but it's just comical to me, like nothing compares. There are huge brands, like literally out right now, that claim their stuff is the best. And I'm not saying they don't work, but they don't work for me. And I have clients that have every which type of hair. I do not bias on hair type. And so Formula 18 is a product that I can use on everyone, and it's never going to be too heavy or too light. It's fully customizable, and it works in such a broad spectrum. So that's why I'm so passionate about it, and that's why I use it, and that's why I've used it for so long. So that's why I'm here today. I haven't taught a class in honestly, I think like a year. The last, my last in-person class, or actually I taught a blow dry class, but that didn't really count. But I taught a in-person class at Michael Anthony and at Panache, and those classes were so awesome. But I took a break just because I had a baby, and I'm kind of dipping my toes back in now because he's 4 years old now, and I have a lot more time. He's gonna be starting school next year, so I'll have even more time. And this is something I'm super passionate about, and I love giving other hairstylists that light bulb moment. I love being able to be the link in their chain that's broken and make them understand like why they couldn't get these results that they wanted before, what they need to do different. Because a lot of the times they're just simple little things that you just might have missed out on in education. So here is my cute little old school notepad. I think it's pretty easy for you guys to read probably. So welcome to the Formula 18 Lightning System class. This is for a classic lightning system class. So some of these key points won't matter for us right now. But what is super cool about our Formula 18 lightener is that we have two different types. We've got the white lightener and we've got the blue lightener. The lightning system is completely synergetic, like I was saying earlier. It needs to be used with our cream developers, and it needs to be used with our additive to work the way that we promise it works. There are two different bleach powders, the white and the blue. There are 5 cream developers and the plant-based reinforcement additive. You only need 1/16 of an ounce of additive for every 1 ounce of bleach powder used. So that's like equalized to 3 to 5 drops, and that's the way that I really regulate it. And a huge factor with the Formula 18 bleach is that we really don't recommend heat. And the main reason why we don't recommend using heat with the bleach is once heat is used with the bleach, it then basically is going to give you a completely uncontrollable result. So while you may be getting a faster result, while you may be speeding up your lightning process, it is an uncontrolled lift. And what is scary about an uncontrolled lift is that's where damage occurs. So honestly, I don't really ever recommend using this bleach with heat. What you can do is you can heat up your blow dryer and blow it on the section for maybe a couple like passes. You can take a towel and place the towel over the foils, and that will trap the heat in the foil for longer. What this bleach is going to teach you is timing, and you giving yourself the correct amount of time for the bleach to process, because it does what it needs to do. You just need to give it the proper processing time. And we live in a world of go, go, go. And a lot of people want things done fast, but you know, you can't rush perfection. Okay, so it's just remember that, and for my clients that I do pop under the dryer sometimes, mind your business. Mind your business, because I know what I'm doing. It's been 13 years, okay? But honestly, I really am only usually doing that for gray coverage, and it's usually like color, not bleach. Anyways, when you put bleach under the dryer, like I said, the peroxide takes over, and the peroxide gives an uncontrolled lift. Bleach is not working at the same rate as the peroxide. Like the peroxide literally just like goes on crack and processes way too fast, and the bleach can't keep up. So that's like a good way to remember it. Here's just in depth about our bleach. The bleach is dust free. It is completely potassium persulfate. There's no ammonium persulfate, and it's not a hybrid mix. And that is really important because that's what's going to give you that full lift root to end, even if you're lifting through box dye. And I promise you, like it is so amazing. Will the box dye lift to a level 9? No. But will the box dye lift splotchy? No, it won't. It will literally lift completely the exact same from where you put the bleach to the ends. Like it's going to maybe only lift 1 level or 2 levels because that's the box dye, but it's going to lift it nicely. And that's what makes such a huge difference with this lighter. It has a good fragrance, which it really does. It's pretty mild. A lot of my clients will say that, like, I don't smell like that strong, like bleach smell, like when I use this product. So that's really cool. It doesn't swell. It does a little bit. All bleaches swell. And this is just like a selling point. Like I think every brand likes to hit, but honesty is like the best policy. And there is slight swelling, especially if you whip that bleach. So you have to be careful when you're mixing the bleach to mix it a little bit slower. And that's going to give you way less swell. The white lightener is way more of a creamy consistency. The bleach, the blue bleach powder definitely has more of like that ability to swell and be more spongy. I don't really know how to describe the texture of the blue one, but the blue one is definitely more like a typical bleach, and the white one it seems like a cream bleach, which is really cool. I like it so much. It's smooth and soft. We got like a really big ability for the mixing ratios. The mixing ratios are honestly however you prefer. And I have a huge variety of preferences for my mixing ratios. I like to do 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2, 1 to 1 sometimes, only if it's like a very stubborn area. But most of the time it's 1 to 1.5, and that's like a thick Greek yogurt kind of consistency, and I find that that does not swell much, and it also does not like bleed or get watery. It stays thick and it stays processing for the amount of time that it needs to. It's very easy to work through the hair, so it's easy to saturate. And I'm sure all of you are familiar with doing like shampoo bleaches at the bowl, and you really want to just like kind of brighten up your client's global like all over. And so you're going to do a little bleach wash. That bleach wash usually feels so rough and rugged on that client's hair. With the Formula 18 bleach, it does not. Like I remember the first time I let, honestly, even Taylor, use this bleach. She was like, what the heck? When she was washing it out of her client's hair, she's like, it doesn't feel like bleach. Like it feels like color like coming out. Like the cuticle felt softer after being bleached, which that can happen if it's damaged, but it also happens when it's normally just bleached to a normal ability, like a soft that's healthy, not a soft that's fried soft. So this bleach has like that, like I said, the proof is in the pudding. You have to just try it. If you ever come and see me, I will give you a sample. I promise that. I'm the most giving person in the world. I want everyone to try Formula 18, so I send people home with it. So it's amazing. Really, you just have to try it. So check our time, 11:50. We got 5 minutes left. Oh yeah, I said this earlier. When clients don't tell me the truth about what they've done to their hair and I use this bleach on them, I find out the truth because this bleach tells all lies. Like if there was ever overtone in your hair, even if it was 2 years ago, this bleach is going to get that overtone out because that overtone is still living in your cuticle somewhere, and this bleach is going to bring it to the surface. So honesty, always key with your hairstylist. As a hairstylist telling you, just make sure your clients are honest. And the potassium persulfate, like I was mentioning, lifts both natural and artificial color up to 10 levels. So that is huge. 10 levels is a lot. I think 9 is like normal. But 10 is pretty cool. This is in depth on the blue. We're gonna just skip over the blue. And we'll go a little more in depth about why the additive was created for gray coverage. Our most valuable client is our gray coverage client. We love our gray coverage clients that want complete coverage. They come every 4 to 6 weeks and they're very valuable behind the chair. What a gray coverage client does not want to see is gray hair after they're leaving your chair. So Formula 18 is amazing. It is a staple in your product supply when you are doing clients with resistant gray hair because it is going to ensure that your clients have 100% coverage. So one tip that I like to tell people that are dealing with clients with stubborn gray hair, I have one client whose grays literally fight me every single time. It's my client Alma, love her to death, but her grays are treacherous. And what I found works is I apply her base. She does a full base still. She's not ready to live her gray life yet. So we do a full base coverage on her, and after I have applied her root color, after 10 minutes of it processing, I go back and apply the root color again on top of the grays that are most stubborn, and then I take a end drop for perms and I lay that over the gray area. And what that's going to do is it's just going to push those grays that pop up and stick out into the color so that they're for sure getting colored. And what that second round of color is going to do is the hair is pre-softened from the developer already at that point. So it's just going to reapply, and the hair at that point is just going to suck in the color, the pigment, more than actually the developer. So it's going to give the color that, or the root that color that it needs. So super important to use those additive drops in your gray coverage client's color so that your clients come back every 4 to 6 weeks, because you want those clients behind the chair because they are your staple for your money. They're your bread and butter clients. The 3 main ingredients for our additive is the resurrection plant. The resurrection plant, if you guys don't know, is also the Rose of Jericho. It's that little tumbleweed that a lot of people are kind of talking about on TikTok right now. That can be dormant for years and years and years. The second it touches water, it comes back to life. Obviously, that made perfect sense for a hair product, like using the ingredients from that, because it's going to give your hair that is dead a little bit more life again. It's going to help it absorb more moisture, because the second our hair grows out of our scalp, it's dead, you guys. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of clients come in and they're like, it's still alive. I'm like, no, it's dead. So that part too. So we've got the tamarind extract as well. That helps our hair accept the lipids. We have the peptide protein, which I went over earlier. The amino acid that I was looking for is called cysteine, and that helps you accept the tyrosine, so that gets the pigment back in your hair color. And it gives you a huge advantage over all of the other product lines out there, or even if you use this product with a different brand, like I did with the Danger Jones Floss Toner. Since that color is a acidic color, it's a semi-permanent, it's going to give us a semi-coverage. The additive is really truly just going to aid in softening the cuticle. If this color had full coverage potential, then it would assist with the full coverage. But since it's just a semi, it's just going to soften her cuticle and really help her cuticle lay down flatter, which Formula 18 additive can be used for. I'll go over that at the shampoo bowl. There's a lot of extra additions that you can use our additive for upping services that you have behind the chair. Oh, and it is 11:55, so perfect timing. We're gonna go check out Josie's foils, see how she's lifted. Looks freaking amazing to me. There's her one little baby foil. Okay, as you guys can see, she's still a little yellow. Just a little bit though. So we're gonna let her process for a little bit longer. But while she's processing, I will mix up her toner that I'm gonna use. I like to pre-mix the Formula 18 Rapid toners. I use the Express toners as well from Pravana a lot when I'm doing these gray blending services. But to incorporate more Formula 18 products, I'm going to be using the Ice and the Pearl. The Ice and the Pearl are both very pretty cool toned shades that are going to cancel out the remaining yellow pigments that are left in her hair from her lifting service. I'm going to do equal parts. The Pearl is a tad bit darker than the Ice, so I want that like darkness just to give us more of like a silvery sheen. And again, I'm going to mix with ounces. The Express toner or the Rapid toners by Formula 18 are meant to be used with the Demi Developer. And the Demi Developer is like 1 to 2. But I've been working with these products for so long, I like to use them 1 to 1. I feel like the pigmentation is a lot more and I like the way that they look with 1 to 1 opposed to 1 to 2. As a hairdresser, the more you mess around with things, you can figure out what works best for you. And there really are no rules in this industry. I mean, they try to have rules, but you can figure out ways to break them. So we did equal parts Ice and Pearl, and I've got my Demi Developer right here. Boom. Equal parts, and then we're gonna mix it up. I have a little whisk right here. It's gonna be country town out there when we go out there. We got our country girl working salon right now.
Oh, someone put. I agree, Savannah. I've been doing hair for 40 years. Formula 18 is the best bleach I've ever used. I'm still new to the company. I haven't tried the white bleach yet, only the blue. You've gotten me excited to try the other formula.
Yes. The white one is honestly, yeah, chef's kiss. It is my personal favorite. I use both equally, I feel like, because I do have different reasons to use the blue one, but I truly just use the white for everything. But when I'm doing vivid services and I'm doing like a bleach out first, I use the blue lightener for those services because most of the time I'm really only needing like a couple levels of lift. And that lightener also is a little cheaper than the white lightener. So just for cost purposes, we use the blue one when we're doing the Vivid because you guys know or have experience with Vivids. They require a lot of bleach first. You have to bleach out in order to achieve all of those crazy light pastel tones. So I love the blue lightener for that purpose. Okay, so here is the Formula 18 Rapid toner. But
We have matching permanent bracelets.
matching. So here's the Formula 18 Rapid toner. We are just mixing it all together. This one you can freaking whip however much you want. The oxygen is not going to harm this product. It's actually going to benefit. And I learned this actually in a class that I took with Taylor from my friend Lauren. She uses the Pulp Riot toners when she's doing toning. And she mentioned how she will whip up and mix her toner for a gray blending service 15 to 20 minutes before she's going to tone them so that it starts processing, so that once she applies the color to her client's head, the color itself is already at its processing peak. So what that's going to do is basically give you your end result instantly. And that is like so freaking cool. I was like, well, duh, like that makes sense. Like, how would it not make sense? Because the second you mix the color and developer, it starts to oxidize. And once that color is fully oxidized, then that's like the max potent it's going to be. So you're applying it at its max potency, and it's gonna grab. You guys will see. It's so cool. It grabs like that, and you see the silver right away. So that wouldn't be something you would want to do on like maybe a bleach and tone solid platinum, because you might get wishy-washy results. But with something like this where I'm gonna slop the color all over really fast, it's so awesome. And it really was so cool to watch live when I took Lauren's class. So we got this whipped up. Has it been like 5 more minutes? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's check Josie now. Yeah, she lifted great. We really truly just need a nice 9 for this toner, so she's good. So we can take Josie to the shampoo bowl. You guys bear with me. The sound's gonna be a little bit louder out there, and we have to move everything around, so we'll be back in 5 minutes, not really, but kind of. Let's set this up really. All right, cool, we'll be in the corner. Hello, don't mind that stuff moment, okay? How are you? Good to see you. Your lashes look amazing.
You want this right next to you? Or do you want it on the other side?
Yeah, you want to put it like that so they can like get an aerial view? I love it. Oh, it's okay.
Or do you want me to just hold it?
Whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you want. The whole crew helping. Okay, let me go. I'm gonna grab that.
Freaking felon. No, I am. Yeah. I just knocked all the thing. I'm just gonna hold it. I'm just gonna hold it from me
Okay.
so that way they can see for real. Because this stand is like, the legs are like in the.
Either way.
Yeah.
Okay, just almost done. All the way back, baby. Perfect. Is that okay? Yep. Okay. Oh no, you're okay.
Mine your way.
No, you're good.
Yay. So when I remove the foils and I have my leftover low light, I don't know why. I like always do this. I love blending it. I don't know if it does anything. It might not, but something I've always done. I have no gloves on. Sorry, Candace.
Hey, at least you got that no stain top coat.
Yeah, I got the no stain top coat. I'm chilling. How does that thing?
Young nails.
Okay, so that's the end. We just did a mohawk section, so it's so easy. You guys can see her lift, really pretty. The couple little highlights, everything else is the low light. So we are going to first shampoo her. First we're gonna rinse her out and get most of the color all washed out. And then we are going to shampoo her first with the purifying shampoo. So I have a full Formula 18 back bar back here, but these are the 3 products that we're going to be, 3 products that we're going to be using. So here is the purifying. We're going to shampoo her then with the, oh, maybe we should get the luxury. The luxury shampoo. And then I probably will use the mask on her, to be honest. Okay, so we're just making sure everything is rinsed out properly. We're gonna go in now with the purifying shampoo and give her a nice, good wash. I'm just gonna do this for. Easier.
Gonna make Amanda leave.
Huh? Oh, no, she's me back. You guys can see on the side right here, like her color, that's already done. So that's what this blonde will be toned down to. I'm so excited to send you home with Formula 18 products also, Josie, so you can tell me how soft they make your hair feel. I'm excited too. One first shampoo just to get most of the gunk out. And then we're gonna go in with the Luxurious shampoo. The Luxurious is one of our newer ones, just launched a couple months ago. And it is incredible. It's everything luxurious for sure. Makes your hair feel so soft. So I definitely feel like it would be my number one recommendation for a gray client because it would help their coarser hair feel softer. Where you can customize products that you send your clients home with is like the shampoo and conditioner. They both don't have to be moisturizing. Like if your client has medium to fine hair, you can give them the Luxurious shampoo, but send them home with the hydrating conditioner. So the conditioner isn't too heavy and doesn't weigh their hair down. I truly love the mask, and I know this sounds crazy to use the mask on your hair every time you shampoo and blow dry or shampoo and wash your hair, but I do. And my hair is super fine and thin. And the mask never makes my hair feel weighted down or greasy or anything. Like my hair is literally air dried right now, and it's doing its thing. So, a couple pumps of the mask. Oh, no. Sorry, I got distracted, guys. Okay. It's okay. We hate to do that though. Hate to waste it. I gotta go in with the luxury shampoo. I got ahead of myself. It's okay. I'm doing pretty good so far.
You were thinking about the mask and talking about it, so you just automatically went to pump it.
Yeah.
You were liking the mask.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab the luxury shampoo. And you can see, oh, it's thick. Like it is so thick. It's definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? Concentrated. Yes, exactly. So the second it touches fully moisturized hair or fully like wet hair, it's gonna emulsify like crazy, which is really nice. And the clients love that. They love the bubbles, even though bubbles are not necessary for it to be clean. We all know that. But the clients like it, and the clients think their hair isn't clean unless it's bubbly clean.
Oh, yeah.
Hi. Bye bye. Nice to see you for a little bit. Yeah. Shampoo is really important. You really want to make sure that you're getting all of your clients' color washed out because it's not fun for them to go home or scratch their head in their car on their way home and then have a nail full of hair color. It's nasty. Yeah, it's just nasty. Okay, so now that we did 2 shampoos, gonna get all of that shampoo rinsed out and I'm going to towel dry Josie's hair and then we are going to tone her. Okay. Your neck okay? Yep. So I removed a good amount of the moisture from the area that I'm gonna be toning. And we've got it all mixed up right here. Well, we're just gonna go over everything. Honestly, this toner is not going to affect any of the rest of her hair that's on it. It's just honestly going to seal her cuticle down. So I'm going to apply it literally everywhere. What's really cool about these toners, I'm very sad that they're not going to exist anymore, is that they really feel super moisturizing. A lot of the times toners don't feel moisturizing. They feel drying. So I don't know. It would be great if they were. I have backups for if they don't. It's hard for a brand to have everything, you know, like to be a carries all brand. It's just a lot of ground to cover. And for those of you who don't know, Formula 18 is made in-house in Oceanside by real scientists, like real chemists, real hairdressers, and it's small batch made. Everything is made like small batches, and when we are out, they have to make more. And it's not shipped, you know, out of the state or out of the country, literally made in California. So it's really easy for them to adjust their ingredients, but when you're going more wide and broad spectrum, it's just hard to have everything be amazing, you know?
Someone is asking if you put the additive drops in the toner.
Of course I did. 100% put the additive drops in the toner always. I realistically put the additive in everything that I use. I put the additive in my toners. I put the additive in my vivid colors. I put the additive in my Brazilian blowouts. I seriously put it in everything. If I did perms, I would put it in my perms because perms are so aggressive and can be so disruptive to the hair cuticle that the additive could help bring the hair cuticle a little bit of relief and moisture. So yes, totally, 100%. Additive in everything. That just makes it easier for you. Just put it in all, in everything. All right, so we're just gonna go over literally all of Josie's hair with this toner because I made enough. All right, and it is 12:14. We're gonna let Josie process for a full 10 minutes. While Josie's processing, I can go over any more questions if anyone has any questions or concerns.
Someone says that's a great idea to add it into perms.
Oh yeah, it is seriously a game changer because that cuticle sometimes is feeling rocked after that neutralizer. My mom uses it for sure. My mom was a Helene Curtis representative, which for those of you who don't know, Helene Curtis was a huge perm brand back in the day. And so she did all of that. My mom has been using Formula 18 because of me. My mom still does hair behind the chair, but she swears by this stuff. So. Okay. Your neck is okay, Josie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little towel underneath. Is that better? Okay. So she's gonna process there for a little bit. I am gonna wash my hands off really quick. While I'm here, I guess I can go over a couple extras that you can do at the shampoo bowl. I wish that I could talk about something special that we're launching soon. But what I can talk about is our additive. The additive has a lot of benefits, like I was explaining to you guys earlier. It can be used for every color service in perms and Brazilian blowout, like I was explaining, but it also can be used by itself. It can be used to upgrade any of your conditioning services. You can simply just mix up the additive with, I I should get the proper mixing ratios to give you guys before I go into this. Let me just grab the bottle really quick. Oh wait, I think I have one right here.
You did have one.
Okay. So the additive can be used by itself as an add-on service. I personally, like, since I've been working with this product for so long, this is the service that all of my clients receive without even paying for. I know that sounds stupid and I could probably make a lot of money, but this is when my clients come back to me because I go above and beyond for them. And this is a service that doesn't really cost me too much money on my end, but it's going to ensure that their service is even higher quality than it could have originally been. So what I do behind at the shampoo bowl to help elevate my clients' services is a couple different things. One of the things with this additive is the standalone treatment, like I was just saying. The standalone treatment can be applied to clean hair. That's like how you always want to do it. So you're going to shampoo, probably purify first, then follow up with whatever shampoo you want after. And then you would mix up 3 ounces of water, and that's going to be purified water. That's huge. Don't use regular unfiltered water because the chemicals in that water are just going to combat what this is going to do for your hair beneficially. So you're using clean, purified water, 3 ounces of that, and then you're adding in 14 grams or a half ounce of the additive, and then you shake that up, and then you apply it on their hair like a gloss toner, and you let that process for 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And what that's going to do is literally seal their cuticle. So you could call it a split end mender, you could call it a sealing treatment, you could call it whatever the heck you want to call it to have a selling point, but it really does that. Another thing that you can do with that standalone treatment is on your extensions that are on their way out, the extensions that keep getting matted in the little neck section, or the extensions that feel ruggedy, ratty on the ends. You would do that exact same treatment, the standalone treatment, on the extensions and let the extensions process with them even longer than 10 to 15 minutes. You don't have to ever go longer than 30 minutes. But if you were to, it really wouldn't do anything damaging. I've done it once before on a row of my extensions just to see what would happen if I left it in overnight. And my hair felt the same, didn't feel compromised or over proteinized. That will never happen with our additive because there is no protein in it. Okay, that's huge. Like that's like a really big thing because that's why a couple of the additive brands on the market are not good in my opinion, because the client is not educated and the client can use that product maybe one too many times, and in turn their hair will be ruined. Like you cannot come back from over proteinized hair. It's brittle, it breaks, and it's horrible. So that's why I love Formula 18, because that doesn't happen. That over proteinizing doesn't happen. So that is 2 little tips and tricks. One of my favorites that's quick and easy that I do on a lot of people when their hair is feeling like it could use a little extra love is I just take a couple pumps of the mask and I pop in, I take my finger, pop a little hole in the mask, and then I do like 3 to 5 drops of the additive, and I call it mashed potatoes and gravy because it kind of looks like that. And then I just mix it up in the palm of my hand, and then I slap it all over their hair, and then that's just like an extra moisturizing conditioning treatment that you could like upcharge that like $20 easy, but I don't. But it's okay. But all my clients' hair feels amazing, and the reason why I don't and why I do it on everyone, this is my point, is because I still have work to do after they're done at the shampoo bowl. I still have to take them to my chair. I still have to blow dry their hair, style it, cut it. If they just went through an insane lightening service, or if they're just someone that has ridiculously tangly hair, doing that treatment is going to make my job so much easier because I'm not going to fight their head of hair detangling it. Because this mask is so amazingly moisturizing, it's going to do all of that hard work for me. That way I have less work to do at the shampoo or at the chair. I don't have to waste all of my repair oil, leave-in conditioner on her hair to get her tangles out. So is it like, could I make money on it? Sure. But is it helping me? Yes, in the long term. So That's what I tell myself to help me sleep better at night. Okay, Josie is almost done processing. She has about 4 minutes left. If you guys can see, there's a little color left in her highlight, but that's okay. Like we want it to look like a highlight still. So, but you can see everything looks really soft and blended and pretty. Her front area, that is definitely more gray. You guys will see when we take her back to the chair to blow dry her, that it's going to blow dry out so nicely. So while she finishes processing, I'm gonna just move my chair back to my station because we went into a different room. So I will let you guys, if you want to just put it on the tripod and just have it staring at the hair for now, until we're done. And then we'll rinse it out and we'll do a little conditioning treatment on her and then take her back to my station. I'm just gonna get all that set up.
No, oh, it was just push forward.
Oh. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Go. Oh. That non-slip max.
You're a big up job.
Okay. So good.
Too fast. Sure. Thank you.
I'll just do it like this.
Or actually, you actually do it that way. Yeah, I should do it that way. So it's like, yeah.
Good guys. Good job. I'm gonna go.
Okay. All right. She is ready for us to wash out. So we are going to shampoo this out with the luxurious shampoo. I wish you guys could feel her hair. It feels so soft. I didn't do a treatment. It was just from the toner. It feels so soft. Okay. Yeah, definitely, right? Yeah, I agree. That's why I say this brand is like the proof is in the pudding. Like you have to just try it because once you've tried it, it's hard to use other stuff because not all products feel like that when you put them into the hair. There are a couple toners that I've tried recently that make the hair feel like stuff. Like it just doesn't glide through. And I mean, in my opinion, if you're coating the hair with something like it should make the hair feel conditioned. Like it shouldn't make it harder to brush through, you know? Like that doesn't make sense. So it's definitely surpassed all of that in my book. I mean, I've done because I've been working with this brand for so long, I've done permanent color classes with this brand also. And we would do gray coverage on my mom. My mom is 100% gray, a level 6 red copper. And that's like the hardest color to use on a 100% gray coverage client because it looks hollow. It never looks like full and rich and like has lots of depth, you know, but the product makes her hair accept the colors so amazingly. I'm gonna show you guys my mashed potatoes and gravy. So there's our little hole for the gravy. Give it a little mix up. Boom. Smack that all over the hair. And this is where my clients get a little scalp massage. You can brush through their hair. You know, the options are endless when it comes to this. You can literally wrap her up, put her under the dryer for a couple minutes. For timing purposes, I'm just gonna rub it through her hair for a little bit. Her hair already feels so soft. But this is a service that you can use on a client if you're running late, you need a couple like extra minutes with another client. You could put this in their hair, pop them under the dryer. That could be one of your add-ons.
Rochelle said, anyone else hungry now?
She wants some mashed potatoes and gravy. No, she wants my chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy. That's what she wants. I don't know if she could eat that anymore
Oh yeah.
with the diet.
She's like,
She don't like.
Yeah.
she said, yes, I can.
Totally what reminded her of. Okay, so we're gonna wash it out now. Her hair feels amazing. One way that you can sell this mask to your client too, I have no problem selling the mask to my clients. They love it. So it flies off my shelf. That and the leave-in conditioner. But one way that you can sell this mask to your client is once you get back to your station, and you towel dry their hair, you can hand them a comb, just a classic comb. And you can say, go ahead, like comb out your hair with the comb. And normally they're like, oh, I don't know, I usually use a brush for that or something, you know? And then they brush right through their hair with the comb and they're just like, what the? And I'm like, yeah, it's the math. But you can see, you can see the hair just is like falling out of my hands. It's like, it is so sleek and smooth. Her hair loved that. I'm so happy. We are running perfectly on time. We just have to finish up her hair service now, which normally would be a haircut for Josie. When Josie comes in and sees me, are you every 6 weeks or 8? Yeah, okay. Every 8 weeks. When she comes in to see me, the first thing I notice about her hair is never her color, it's her haircut. She needs a haircut every 8 weeks. And that's just because she wears a bob. But I feel like that's an amazing testimony for the gray blending that we do. Like when I look at her hair and I don't see like exclamation points, like I need to fix the color, it's just a cut. So that's cool, in my opinion. And that's something that I pay attention to as a stylist with returning clients with these services. So I like to just remove a lot of the moisture at the bowl already with a towel, and then I send them with a dry towel back to the station. Okay. Station. Okay, you moved to my station. This is where I work. This is my salon. We are going to spray her like I do every single client with the leave-in conditioner. Formula 18 leave-in conditioner is amazing. I use this on everyone. I use this on myself. I use this on my son. It is just one of the best lightweight leave-in conditioners. As you can see, I am not light on how much I add into the hair. But what is incredible is that it does not build up. It is not going to weigh down her hair at all whatsoever. It's just going to give me that smoothness that I like, and it also gives a little heat protection. And then I'm going in with our repair oil. The repair oil actually has the ability to repair the hair when it's applied on dry hair. So it's amazing for that. Josie's hair obviously is all moisturized because she got a conditioning treatment and that toning service, but I use repair oil in every single client. It helps push the water to the surface of the cuticle faster also, so in turn gives you just a faster blow drying time. All right, so we are going to go through and we're going to remove about 70% of her moisture. And I do this all like just finger work, like I will just rough dry her hair with my hand. And then eventually I'll go in with my brush and I will smooth her out. So yeah, this is basically the end of my class. If anyone has any other questions, right now will be the best time. If not, thank you for coming. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already. You probably do. Don't know why you would be here if you didn't.
Lynn says, thank you, Savannah and Taylor Camera Woman. Great class. I learned a lot. You guys are rock stars. And model Josie.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you taking time out of your Monday. It's important for us to stay on top of our education for sure. Even if you just got one takeaway, that's like all that matters to me. Because sometimes all it takes is just like one piece of information that hits you differently than another person taught you it, and it can change the way that you work behind the chair and benefit you. So that's what I'm all about for sure. Whenever I blow dry Josie's hair, I always kind of give her a little style after with the curling iron. So we're gonna just do a little rough blow dry, smooth her out, show you guys the front really good. And then I'm gonna probably log off and style her. We are using the Ergo ER53. I don't know why I looked at that like I didn't know what it was. Today Ergo actually is launching these brushes. These are our brushes that are in collaboration with the Astronaut of Hope collection, which is with a brand called Hair to Stay. They're a company that creates an easier way for cancer patients to receive the cancer cooling caps for their scalp when they're going through chemotherapy. Why those caps are beneficial is because it helps the cancer patient potentially keep their hair on their head when they're going through chemo. And so these super cute hot pink brushes are in collaboration with that amazing foundation. And every brush purchase, Ergo is giving a $5 donation to that company. Last year, we raised about $15,000. So that was really awesome. And I think it was just in a couple months period of time. This year, we're hoping to raise more. This year, we launched the ER43, which is the smaller size, and the 53. And then the ER1000P, which is our classic pink paddle that I used earlier. And so it's awesome, so cute. There's a bundle purchase on our website. And always, if you add my name, Savannah Ray Hair, at the checkout, it's a discount code. So you guys are always welcome to use that. I did find out though, it only lets you use the code once, because Claire tried to use it twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Really, dang it. It's smart.
My mom's client Joy used she did a cold cap when she had cancer, and she only lost 30% of her hair instead of the full 100% when she did chemo the second time.
Yeah.
I know.
Cool. That's so cool.
It's
That's
really-
exactly what
yeah.
we're in collaboration with.
It's so crazy because it's such a science. They literally have to go to your chemotherapy appointment and put the cap on you so that and watch you and make sure that it is used the right way.
Yeah.
So that's why it gets so expensive.
Yeah. And so this is making it more financially receivable. That's so pretty. You guys can see the gray blending right there for sure. You see that shade that we created. So soft and pretty. Okay, so when I get to the closer to the top of the head, I switch to a smaller brush. I love the 43. The 43 is my most used. 53 and 43 are honestly my most used, but the 53 or the 43 is Chef's Kiss. It's so good. The reason why a smaller brush is beneficial around the top part is because you can get closer to the scalp. So in turn, that's going to smooth the hair out a lot easier. Okay, and like I said, guys, I'm just gonna finish this blowout in this little front area, and then we are going to end our class there. So thank you guys again for taking time out of your busy Monday. And if you guys have any questions about these kind of services, you can always DM me. I'm always available. I'm a practicing professional, so I'm not 100%. But I'm like a doctor, right? They're always practicing.
The hair doctor.
What was that?
The hair doctor.
Yeah, the hair doctor.
Someone said, yay, thank y'all, great class.
Thank you.
Can you go this side over?
Yeah, okay, everything, yeah.
After I get this all dried, like we'll get a close
Close
up
up.
in there so they can see like how soft that is.
I feel like I'm shooting a gun when I point it like that.
Let's see. Soft that is, so pretty. It really just collaborated everything together. It makes it look done, but still embracing her natural. So she has new colors popping out always, as well with her original base. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed the class. Talk to you soon. Yay.
Yeah.
Can I leave?
Yeah, leave it.